Hey dolls, so I wanted to talk about Brazilian butt lift, BBL, fat transfer, whatever you want to call it, how I chose my doctor, what to know pre-op. Okay, so what happened in 2017, I decided I wanted to get this surgery and I didn't know who to go to because in Naples, Florida, it's very conservative and they don't do that kind of surgery here, or at least they don't specialize in it. And I wanted someone that did the surgery like every day, all day, right? So I reached out to,
This is the girl that I reached out to. I just forgot her name.
so I trusted them based on how they look, that they would give me a good recommendation. So then I found it was Jonathan Fisher. This is when he was at Jolie Plastic Surgery in Miami. He has now started his own practice, Unique Aesthetic Center in Miami. So the girls who get surgery with Jonathan Fisher call themselves Fisher dolls, and there's actually a hashtag Fisherfied on Instagram. So I went through his posts and girls would say, I can't wait for my surgery May 3rd, can't wait for my surgery November, whatever. So if the day had passed, I DM'd those girls and I said, hey, I'm thinking of going to this doctor. Can you just tell me if you're happy with your results and anything I should know? Well, two girls were kind enough to actually call me on the phone and talk about it and prepare me a little bit, because even though I had gotten lipo, tummy tuck, breast implants, like I had did all that when I was like 18, I thought that I was prepared and I could handle a BBL. A BBL is much harder recovery than anything else. So after talking to the girls, I scheduled my appointment, which you don't actually do an in-person consultation like you would in Naples that I was used to. You just send photos to a surgery coordinator and then they, I guess, show the doctor and see if you're a candidate. Your BMI has to be a certain percentage, which certain doctors at Jolie specify what they want your BMI to be. So like Dr. Hassan, the BMI bracket will be different than Dr. Kagan. So some of them specialize in thin women, some of them specialize in like really thick women. It just depends on the doctor. So they set up a portal for you, and that has all your documents, all your post-operative care, all your payments, your pre-op appointment, and anything, you know, what you need to do. So you can actually make payments if you want. You don't have to pay everything in full. It just has to be paid before 2 weeks of your surgery date.
This is what your patient portal looks like, and it actually has a countdown, so that's kind of cool.
There's a lot of things that nobody tells you that I wish I would have known. Okay, so the first thing is fajas, shapewear, whatever you want to call it. When you think of a faja, you think of so tight, I cannot breathe, right? So I was like, well, I don't want to be too uncomfortable after surgery, so I'll get one that's like kind of tight. No. When I went for my pre-op appointment, they said they make you try on a faja, and it's a specific kind, and they put their arms down the back of it. Both of their arms need to fit in the back of it, because you are supposed to wear lipofoams, I think 3 of them, an ab board, and also a triangle at the bottom arch of your back. So I will show you the faja that they sell for $120. You can probably get it for like $70, but they are kind of expensive. So the brand is called Diane. It's like this. This is the biggest one I have. It's a 40 in Colombia. So it looks like this, and it goes under your boobs. It zips, and it also has closures like a bra. Okay, and then the butt is not a thick material. It's really thin, like pantyhose. so it won't compress the butt too much, and then it goes all the way down to your knees. So you want to get this one. You don't want to get a latex or sport one with boning in it, because that's going to leave indents in your skin when it's really fragile. That's why you wear the lipofoam, so that you don't get any kind of like sewing marks or anything that will be permanent on your body and make it look like disfigured. So you don't meet your plastic surgeon at Jolie until the morning of surgery. You kind of get a feel for them on social media, but you don't actually meet them. So when I met Dr. Fisher, he was very nice, but they ask you who's picking you up and where are you staying, just like in case anything happens or whatever. They want to know that. So I said my boyfriend, and he goes, boyfriends don't do well with this. I said, what do you mean? Well, there's a lot of blood. You lose 2 liters of blood the first night. What? 2 liters of blood, okay. That's why you have to bring puppy pee-pee pads or blankets you don't care about to sleep on, because it's gonna get bloody. Your faja will be covered in blood. Just how it is. You have 12 different incisions all over you, and that's the price you pay for beauty, right? Okay, so I'm like, well, it is what it is. I'll try to prepare him, but it's too late now. It's the morning of my surgery. Like, everything is so last minute there because it's high volume. It's like a factory. So then he said, where are you staying? And I said, the Trump Plaza. It's not the most high-end area, okay? And if I'm gonna have open incisions, I want a Hilton or a Trump or something that I know is 100% clean. I don't want to stay at like Best Western or La Quinta, no offense, but I just know the standard of Hilton, and I travel a lot, and that's just what it is and what I'm comfortable with. And they have walk-in showers, so I didn't even know about the walk-in shower. I was just so thankful that it had one, because had I had a normal bathtub, I would have been fucked. Like, I remember trying to get into the car. It was actually an SUV, and they had to like push me in, because when you lift your foot, it activates your glute muscle, and it feels like 1,000 knives piercing into it. Like, it's horrible. It's the most pain I've probably ever felt. So why is this on tilt? Okay, now it's coming out. Okay, whatever. So yeah, walk-in shower is a must. Then Dr. Fisher was just like, oh, why would you stay there? And he kind of got political because he's a Trump hater. So I was just like, okay, this is awkward. Like, you're operating on me. I'm putting my life in your hands, and you're like debating politics with me. Like, I don't care about Trump. I just want to stay somewhere clean. So then he's like, oh yeah, my friends golf there. And then he kind of like got over it. So I felt a little bit better, but that was unprofessional and awkward to me. So what else? Okay, so after the surgery, I don't remember anything. Like, I remember them like putting the anesthesia in, but I don't remember anything after that. I remember very vaguely getting into the car. I was not fully awake. Like, if they had given me 20 more minutes, it would have been nice, because I fully woke up when I got to my hotel, and I was in my disgusting faja, not really able to move. I think I wore a bra and like a dress, but they don't put your bra on, they just put my dress on. So I'm like in the elevator with a bunch of guys in sport coats that are going golfing, and it's like, hi, you know, and you walk like this, you walk like a grandma, because it's really painful. So it just takes a while to get around, especially the first day. I remember waking up super dehydrated, begging for water. My ex used to make fun of me. It's like still a joke to this day. Water. I was like, And the lady said, no water yet. Bitch, why? I don't care if I throw up. I need water. And I pissed in my faja because I think they pump you with fluids. I don't know, but I pissed myself. So that's fun. They test for the hemoglobin is the big thing. It has to be a certain hemoglobin, and there's some kind of supplement that you can take. I'll type it in the video when I find it. But you get your blood work at least 2 weeks before in case it's not perfect, ready for surgery, so you can tweak your diet or supplements and do it again so you'll be ready. So it asked for CBC, CMP, PTINR, PTT, HCG, and HIV, and COVID, because it's COVID season. This is my third fucking COVID test. Okay, and then so you go to your pre-op the day before. If your surgery is on a Monday, then your pre-op will be on Saturday. Another weird thing coming from Naples is you don't have an exact time. They say your pre-op day, mine is Saturday, they say come between 9 and 12. So you may be like sitting around for a while because you don't have an actual appointment time, and that's when you like do all your paperwork and stuff. And they check your BMI. I think they weigh you at that point. So don't lie about your BMI on your paperwork. Another thing is you get a surgery coordinator. You send them 4 photos, front, side, back, side. And then you do the pre-op paperwork, which is just like basic questions, maybe like 20 questions. And then they don't give you your surgery time until your pre-op. So my pre-op, they're like, okay, be here at 5:30 in the morning tomorrow, which was fine because I was already staying in a hotel, and I'm like, I'd rather be in the morning than like the last one when the doctor's tired, right? So that's fine with me. Another huge thing is that you need a walk-in shower in your hotel or recovery house because you're not able to lift your foot more than like this much without excruciating pain in your glute muscle. The recovery is long. It's really long. Like if you stand all day and your job is kind of active, I would say take 4 weeks off, because 4 weeks is really when you're supposed to be sitting again to drive. Your butt is gonna feel really hard for at least 4 weeks. I remember I went back to the gym in like 5 or 6 weeks, but I could not run or jog. Like when I tried to, even 4 months later, it was like knives piercing in my butt muscle again. It takes a really long time for it to soften and fluff and go through all of the things. And also on Real Self, I had posted my results afterwards, and it was too soon after because your butt is a little square before it like drops and fluffs. And I also wanted to add that if you wanted to lipo, say your arms or your thighs or under your chin, it's an extra $500, which I think is amazing because you're already under. The only thing is the BBL is such a hard recovery that afterwards, because I had contemplated doing my arms, you need your arms because you can only lay on your stomach. So you use your arms to get up, to do everything. And if my arms were lipoed also, it's like, fuck. I mean, I see women do it, but I don't know how. Like, that's crazy. I wouldn't do it. That's just me. Thighs, I don't know. I guess your bottom half is already hurting, so I guess you could. I actually did under my chin. As you can see, he only made one incision and lipoed in the middle. He didn't lipo here, he didn't lipo here, and I did have bruising, so I know that he did it, but I don't know if he just didn't do enough areas, or the elasticity in this area isn't good, because it kind of left me with like loose skin, and now I'm doing cabling and radio frequency to tighten the skin, and I'm doing fibroblast soon to tighten the skin. So I just think don't see doing lipo in one area as the area is going to look perfect, because you might have extra skin and you might need to do ultrasound therapy or radio frequency therapy, or if you can afford to add the J plasma, which tightens the skin, they do it right after the lipo, but I believe it's an extra $2,000.
Also, I forgot to add that the doctors do require the Cell Saver machine, which is a blood transfusion of your own blood to help the recovery time and blood loss, and that's an extra $550.